everybody knows that the more educated people are, the more they actually feel that they're responsible for their own lives. They know how to be happy and satisfied. And as this is part of the really primary ways of making sure that the fundamentals of a society is working.
In history, so in the 1990s, what happened was people were discovering the internet. Yes, and lots of internet companies were happening. What happened was valuation of these companies became so high, and then boom, suddenly the stock market fell out. Now, again, the cycle is repeating. All these investors are having FOMO, and they want to invest in edtech companies because of the corona situation. Do you think it's a financial bubble which will burst ultimately, or do you fear this, or do you think the history will not repeat itself this time?
I think it's super difficult to know exactly. Of course, I'm not a researcher or a scientist investigating this, but I do think that there will be bubbles around. But as for edtech, I don't think it's a bubble. And the reason why I don't think it's a bubble is that everybody knows that the more educated people are, the more they actually feel that they're responsible for their own lives. They know how to be happy and satisfied. And as this is part of the really primary ways of making sure that the fundamentals of a society is working, and now we have a means to actually more or less move into every part of the world to educate them. That means that the edtech is going to stay. There might be other more old-fashioned ways of training and I think, to be honest, I think the plane sector, the airplanes, the travel sector is going to decrease or become smaller after this, because a lot of people has realized, why should I meet? I don't need to go to India to talk to you in this interview. We just sit here with a web camera and we're actually having a really nice conversation. So why there's a lot of things that you won't do anymore. You won't travel as much as you did. You'll go on holidays, but there's no reason to go to India for half a day's meeting. Why would you do that when you could do it on the waste of time and efforts and the CO2 and all the it's bad. So this thing that you can actually do a lot of things differently. I think there will be industries like edtech that is booming a lot, because this will be, it cannot supplement the classroom, the contact between the teacher and the pupil. But some of the parts of the training that is the repetition of what's in the books, etc. There is no reason why you should meet up to discuss that in class if you can do that in a video training. Then you can take the questions and answers and the practical experiments, use the classroom training for that. That would generate far more knowledge, and that means that the students can train at home for what is in the books, and then actually use the time with the teacher at a much more qualified level. So it's changing the way we're doing things, and I to be honest, I hope that it's changing to a better level.